You drop your bag at check-in. It disappears behind that rubber curtain. And for the next 6 hours, it's in a world designed to break things. Conveyor belts that slam, cargo holds that flood, and handlers who've seen it all explode before. Airlines profit from your luggage disasters. Lost bags generate insurance claims they rarely pay in full. Damaged suitcases get blamed on normal handling. And that expensive replacement you just bought, it's funding their bottom line. These are the 12 traps that turn your suitcase into airline revenue, and the psychology behind why most travelers keep falling for them. Starting with the design flaw that turns your bag into a conveyor belt casualty before it even reaches the plane. The soft bag trap. That trendy canvas duffel with 17 pockets and dangling straps might look adventure-ready on Instagram, but in reality it's a mechanical disaster waiting to happen. Checked luggage doesn't get carried, it gets processed through machines that grab, squeeze, and slam without mercy. And soft bags with external pockets, like feeding loose clothing into a wood chipper. A baggage handler on Reddit put it bluntly. Some of the worst bags to buy are the ones which have no wheels. No wheels means no easy roll, so they get tossed, stacked, and jammed between heavier hard-shell cases, especially on cargo holds that aren't bin loaded. The more flexible the bag, the more chaos it absorbs. When soft bags do make it to the carousel, they arrive looking like they survived a blender. Zippers burst, seams split, contents spill across cargo floors that smell like jet fuel and decades of spilled coffee. Hard shell cases avoid all of this. No straps, no fabric, no surprises. When handlers see one, they know it'll roll, not drag, and that usually earns better treatment from check-in to claim. Because in the luggage ecosystem, soft bags signal amateur traveler, and amateurs get amateur treatment. Ghost tags from hell. Every barcode scanner in the airport is looking for one thing, your current flight info. But if your suitcase is still rocking tags from last summer's vacation, those scanners get confused, and confused machines send bags on strange adventures. This isn't hypothetical. Travelers report bags routed to the wrong city because faded barcodes from old trips overrode the new ones. The system scans everything, hits a conflict, and sometimes defaults to the last readable code, which might point to Tokyo when you're headed to Toronto. A baggage handler at Dublin Airport named John told RSVP Live, if the bag can't be scanned automatically, it can end up in manual processing, which could mean your bag doesn't make it to the flight. Airlines know this, and they know most passengers don't peel off old stickers, so they bake the cost of misrouted bags into their operations. Lost luggage fees, overnight shipping, apologies with compensation vouchers, all part of the plan. But here's the part they won't put on your ticket. When you leave those old tags on, you've just given them a liability escape hatch. The fix takes 60 seconds. Before you leave for the airport, strip everything off your suitcase. No leftover barcodes, no stickers, no confusion. Because in the airlines world, ghost tags aren't an accident. They're your fault, and fault doesn't get a refund. The ribbon death spiral. You tie a bright ribbon to your suitcase so you can spot it on the carousel. Seems clever, but that fluttering strip of fabric, it just turned your bag into a liability. Here's what happens next. Your suitcase enters the automated conveyor, the ribbon flaps in the airflow and catches on a roller, sensor, or the handle of another bag. The entire belt grinds to a halt, alarms trigger, and your bag gets kicked out of the system. John from Dublin Airport explains what that really means. Ribbons that people tie onto their suitcases to help identify them can cause issues with the bag being scanned in the baggage hall. These loose attachments get caught in our automated systems and force us to pull bags for manual handling. That manual handling happens in a place you don't want your luggage going, the exception zone. It's the airport's Bermuda Triangle, where bags go when they break the system. They sit, they wait, and if it's a weekend or a short-staffed shift, they stay. Airlines don't warn you because they don't have to. The delays, the rebookings, the new toiletries you buy while waiting, it all comes out of your pocket, not theirs. So how do you make your bag stand out without jamming the airport's machinery? Use bold but flat identifiers, neon duct tape across one side, a unique sticker panel, electrical tape in a bold X pattern. Something memorable, not mechanical suicide. Because baggage claim visibility shouldn't come at the cost of becoming airport enemy number one. Lock theater. Most travelers think TSA locks protect their belongings. They don't. They protect airlines from liability. Here's the reality. TSA agents randomly inspect checked bags. If yours is locked with a non-TSA lock, they cut it off. No warning, no replacement. Your suitcase shows up on the carousel looking like it just lost a street fight. But TSA-approved locks aren't real protection either. They're theater. These locks use a master key system that lets agents unlock and relock them without damage. Problem is, the system was compromised a decade ago. In 2014, the Washington Post published crystal clear photos of TSA's master keys. Within weeks, security researchers used them to create 3D printable versions of all 8. The files hit GitHub. Anyone with a $200 printer and 10 minutes of free time can now unlock your TSA-approved luggage. Security researcher Stephen Newchel proved it on video. Plastic keys printed at home, unlocking real TSA locks in seconds. The files have since been downloaded thousands of times. The TSA responded with a shrug. They said the locks offer peace of mind and deter casual theft, but aren't part of actual aviation security. Translation? They're not here to protect your stuff. They're here to protect the system. If it's valuable, fragile, or personal, it belongs in your carry-on. The second your suitcase disappears behind that rubber curtain, assume it's public property. Memory erasure. Your bag disappears. 3 days later, the airline calls. Can you describe what was inside? And suddenly your brain blanks. Was the blue shirt in the checked bag or on the carry-on? Did you pack 2 chargers, 3? What brand was the jacket? This isn't random forgetfulness. It's exactly what airlines and insurance companies count on. The vaguer your answers, the smaller your reimbursement. Most travel insurance claims over a certain amount require detailed item lists. And if you can't prove what you packed, they won't pay what it's worth. The fix? 10 seconds, 1 photo. Lay out everything before you zip the suitcase. Snap a clear picture and save it. That photo becomes your insurance policy. Travelers who submit item photos get faster payouts and better settlements. No guesswork. No, maybe it was a blue shirt. And the airlines, they benefit when you can't document losses. Fuzzy claims get lowball offers. Photos force accountability. In 2024, over 33 million bags were mishandled globally. 1 for every 170 checked, according to SITA, the airline industry's own tracking data. Still, most travelers pack without a single piece of evidence. That's not just forgetfulness. That's what the system expects and profits from. The carry-on deception. Airlines have trained you to think carry-on space is scarce and checked luggage is safe. Both are illusions designed to boost revenue. Carry-on restrictions aren't about bin space. They're about pushing you into bag fees. In 2024 alone, U.S. airlines earned $7.3 billion just from checked luggage charges. That's not convenience, that's strategy. Meanwhile, they convince travelers that checked bags are reliable, unless you're foolish enough to pack valuables. But what does that even mean? Jewelry, sure. But what about your medication, your laptop charger, your contact lenses? Here's the real lesson. When your bag disappears, the airline shrugs. They hand you a form, tell you to wait, and move on. Meanwhile, you're buying socks in a hotel gift shop and wondering if your presentation outfit will arrive before your meeting. In fact, global mishandled baggage cost travelers over $4.2 billion last year in out-of-pocket expenses, from emergency purchases to missed plans. That's not paranoia, that's math. The smart move? Pack 1 full outfit and every essential item in your carry-on. Chargers, documents, toiletries. If you can't comfortably spend 24 hours without it, don't check it. Because airlines make money off your overconfidence, and every bag you check is profit, until it becomes your problem. Liquid time bombs. You packed that $60 serum, that oversized cologne, that full-size bottle of lotion you swore would survive the trip. Then, altitude happens. Cabin pressure shifts. Your suitcase gets flipped, squeezed, and tossed. And everything you own now smells like a duty-free fire sale. This isn't bad luck, it's basic physics. And airlines are counting on you not thinking about it. At cruising altitude, cabin pressure mimics conditions at 6,000 to 8,000 feet above sea level. That's a big shift from ground level, and it makes trapped air inside bottles expand. When that pressure pushes against fragile seals and loose caps, liquid sprays, lids fail, creams turn into grenades. A frequent flyer on Flyer Talk nailed it. The bottles all contain some air, which will be at ground level air pressure. The pressure inside the jet at altitude is lower, so the air inside the bottles expand. If not sealed tightly enough, it will leak and take some of the liquid with it. Even travel-safe containers aren't immune. Shampoo, sunscreen, hair gel, all of it becomes a potential mess if packed wrong. And when it leaks in the cargo hold, you're not cleaning it up mid-flight. Airlines know this. They know that ruined clothes and wrecked toiletries, the dry cleaning costs, they all happen quietly after landing. Not their responsibility, not their bill. The solution? Double bag every liquid. Use pressure-tested containers. Bury them in the center of your suitcase, wrapped in soft clothes. And anything expensive or irreplaceable, that stays with you in the cabin. Because at 35,000 feet, bad packing isn't just a mistake. It's a chemistry experiment with a very messy ending. Contraband Roulette. Most travelers think TSA only polices carry-ons. Not true. Checked luggage has its own list of forbidden items, and breaking those rules can wreck your trip before it even starts. Camping fuel, lithium batteries, pepper sprays, fireworks, even a souvenir like a vintage lighter can trigger bag removal, TSA reports, or delays that stretch into days. When your checked bag raises a red flag, it's pulled from the system and placed into limbo while authorities decide. Are you careless or are you a threat? TSA's 2024 report lists over 6,600 firearms caught at checkpoints. But checked bag violations often cause bigger logistical chaos. Bags get removed from the flight, miss transfers, or end up locked in inspection queues while you land bagless somewhere sunny and far from your essentials. Sometimes the bag eventually follows. Sometimes it vanishes into airport bureaucracy while you're emailing airline support from a hotel lobby with nothing but your flip-flops and regret. And here's the part most people miss. TSA has a free "What can I bring" tool online. Type in bug spray or power bank, and it instantly tells you what's allowed and where. Carry-on, checked, both, or neither. But nobody checks it until it's too late. Traveling internationally makes this even riskier. Something TSA allows might be illegal in another country. That bug spray in your bag could trigger customs scrutiny in Heathrow. That essential oil diffuser could get flagged in Singapore. Airlines won't help. The moment a prohibited item is found, it's on you. They don't reimburse you, they don't rebook you, and they're happy to let TSA take the blame. Because when confusion works in their favor, clarity becomes your responsibility. The timing paradox. Everyone tells you to arrive early, but when it comes to checking bags, early isn't always better. Sometimes it's worse. Here's the counterintuitive reality. The first bags checked often sit the longest in the system. More time means more opportunities for mishandling, theft, or simple human error. Bags checked 4 hours before departure have 4 hours to go wrong. Baggage handlers on Reddit have shared insights into this process. One explained, "We see a lot of bags that look exactly identical to one another going on the same flight. When bags sit in holding areas longer, they get moved between crews, scanned multiple times, and shifted around. That's when mistakes happen. Not during flight, but during all the pre-boarding chaos behind the scenes." Then there's the weight factor. If a flight exceeds cargo limits, ground crews offload luggage to meet safety regulations. And which bags get pulled first? Often it's the ones that were checked earliest, the easiest to access without tearing apart the whole cargo layout. So what's the move? Aim to check your bag about 45 minutes before boarding. It's late enough to avoid prolonged storage and early enough to ensure loading clearance. Your bag spends less time waiting and more time moving toward the right plane. Airlines won't warn you about this. Early check-ins keep terminals full and food courts busy, but your bag doesn't need to bankroll the airport's profit margin. Blind baggage. Once your suitcase disappears behind the check-in counter, you're flying blind, unless you take tracking into your own hands. Most major airlines now offer real-time baggage updates through their apps. Delta, United, American, they all notify you when your bag is scanned, loaded, and which carousel it'll land on. It's free, surprisingly reliable, yet most passengers never turn it on. But there's a catch. Airline tracking only works at official scan points. If your bag goes rogue, sits unscanned between flights, or gets misrouted, their system goes dark. That's where personal tracking comes in. Apple AirTags, Samsung Smart Tags, and similar devices let you follow your suitcase like it's your personal rental car. Slip one inside, and you'll always know its whereabouts, even when airlines can't. Real stories back this up. One Business Insider reader flew with 4 checked bags. AirTags helped locate them when the airline claimed they were lost in multiple cities. Another passenger flew across the U.S. after an AirTag showed her bag stuck at Chicago O'Hare. She retrieved it in person after airline systems failed her. The psychology is power. With your own data, you stop being a passive victim of airline tracking. You become the one with proof, and that changes the dynamic. Just one tip, hide the tracker inside a liner or zippered pouch. Airlines allow them in checked luggage, but if they're visible, someone might snag them. Here's the irony. Airlines spend millions on baggage tracking, but a $30 tag often gives you the full picture, with way more accuracy. Designer target syndrome. That sleek, logo-covered suitcase isn't just signaling taste, it's broadcasting wealth to every baggage handler, security screener, and potential thief between check-in and baggage claim. Expensive luggage is like a beacon. It says, this bag probably contains something valuable. And airport theft isn't random, it's calculated. No one's rifling through beat-up gym bags when there's a Louis Vuitton or Rimawa rolling by. The targeting is well documented. A 2018 study on airport theft patterns found that criminals consistently go for small, expensive objects, such as electronics and jewelry, and often identify their targets based on external cues of affluence. CNN's analysis of TSA theft data revealed that New York's JFK Airport had the highest number of reported theft claims from 2010 to 2014. The stolen items weren't toiletries. They were watches, iPhones, designer accessories. Luggage didn't just happen to be stolen. It was cherry-picked. In 2024, a theft ring at Tenerife South Airport was busted for doing exactly that. Investigators revealed the group specifically focused on long-haul outbound flights and deliberately selected designer brands, fine jewelry, electronics, and large cash bundles, leaving behind just clothes to avoid suspicion. So how do you avoid becoming the easy target? You camouflage. A simple luggage cover, stretchy, matte, boring, turns your $1,000 suitcase into background noise. To the eye of an opportunist, it's just another mid-tier roller with nothing special inside. But there's more. Luggage covers also defend against conveyor grime, sharp edges, and rough handling. They don't just hide value, they protect it. And here's the real kicker. Airlines don't discourage flashy luggage, because theft, that's not their problem. Once your bag disappears behind that curtain, liability shifts. And if it vanishes, you have to prove what was inside. So travel smart. When your luggage looks boring, it travels safely. Because in airport logistics, invisibility is your best defense. Handler's revenge. These aren't influencer tips, they're survival strategies from the people who load your suitcase in the dark, in the rain, and on a deadline. Four-wheeled bags glide. Two-wheelers and duffels, they get dragged, flipped, or tossed. As one handler told Condé Nast Traveler, four-wheel luggage is easy. I can just push it off and it glides. No wheels, no mercy. Soft, flimsy shells are worse. They crush, tear, and collapse. One handler described them as like a tent. Light but fragile, with no structure to protect what's inside. Shrink wrap makes things worse. Once the wheels are locked, handlers have no choice but to drag or throw your bag to get it moving. It's rough treatment you're creating yourself. Cheap zippers fail. When they burst mid-transit, your clothes hit cargo floors covered in fuel residue and years of grime. If they're recovered, they're not coming back clean. And here's what veteran travelers never forget. Never check keys, medication, or anything you can't live without for 24 hours. Because if your bag disappears, the airline isn't opening the hold to rescue your insulin or your apartment keys. Overpack and physics wins. Weak zippers and overloaded seams burst under pressure. That chaos on the carousel? Someone thought just one more sweater was a good idea. These aren't suggestions. They're the unofficial rulebook from the people who actually run the system. Your suitcase doesn't just carry your stuff. It signals how prepared you are and whether you're an easy target. Every choice you make, from your bag to how you pack it, speaks to a system designed to profit off your mistakes. Airlines bet on confusion. They make billions from lost bags, bad zippers, and travelers who don't know the rules. But now you do. Try one change next time you fly. Maybe it's switching to a hard case. Maybe it's packing a spare outfit in your carry-on. Small moves. Big difference. If this changed how you see luggage, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone still using ribbon-tied duffels. You just decoded it. This is Transit Code.